Welcome back. Now we'd be looking at harmony and how to play chords. Okay, let's begin with the triads. The way the keys are laid out is such that you have a root, then a second, a third, a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and an octave. So it's kind of important to note down the shape of an octave, which is always like this. You play a key, move 2 rows up, and then you move to the right column, and that's your octave. Right, and the fifth is you just move up a row and move to the right column. The advantage of this layout is that you don't have to change any fingerings. You keep the same fingerings and it automatically adjusts the right interval. Like this is a fifth, 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 perfect fifth, perfect fifth, perfect fifth, perfect fifth, and then it goes to a diminished or a flattened fifth, and then back to the fifth, back to the octave. So we're going to start off with triads. Of course, there are a lot of ways to play the triad. So the first shape is the root, which is the first, third, and the fifth. And that's your major triad. Then you move on to the next one, which becomes a minor triad, then a minor again, a major, then a major, then a major, then diminished, and then a major. So you don't have to change the shape, it automatically works out the notes for you. So let's see at other shapes. This is the root position. Then if you just start the same triad from the second key, this will become the first inversion, and so you can just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. That's the second. So the first one looks like this. You can also play it like this if you want. So the first shape, second shape. Now, the way you finger the second or the first inversion is you have many options to finger, but if you're playing something with your left hand, it makes more sense to hold the chord like this, so that you have more area to play with your left hand. If you were to hold it like this, then you wouldn't be able to see where you're putting your left hand finger on. So that's the first inversion. Now the second inversion goes something like this. So basically, if you've noticed, the root goes here, and then this third goes here. So that's another shape. That's your C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C major. You can figure out your own ways to play the triad, but these are the 3 basic shapes that I've come up with. So, now we'll talk about other chords like sevenths and suspended seconds and suspended fourths. So let's begin with suspended seconds for now. So what you do is, if you know the chord formula for the suspended, it's the first, the second, and the fifth note of the major scale. So if you keep playing the same shape, you'd be playing the suspended second chord. Now notice when you go to the third note, this is suspended second again. This becomes a flattened suspended second, and I don't know if there is such a thing, but since we don't have a third here, we're going to call it a suspended second and not a flattened ninth. And then suspended second, suspended second, suspended second. Now that's a diminished suspended second. Okay, so that's one shape. This is another shape. And then there's another shape. So the first shape is, second shape is, and then the third shape is. Which also sounds like a suspended fourth. Which, if you know your theory, C suspended fourth, C suspended second would be a G suspended fourth. So the suspended second shape would hold true for so a C suspended 2, a C suspended 2 shape would hold true for a G suspended fourth as well. So you just change the root and it becomes a suspended fourth. So you have these three shapes for suspended 2 and suspended fourths, depending on which root you're playing in the bass. Now, of course, these are all primary shapes, and you can figure out your own shapes using other keys like, yeah. To me, it makes more sense if the notes are together. It's easier for the fingers to play, especially if it's within the same octave.